before. That's really online. Parts of some of my test broadcasts are cut off. Greetings superior beings, greetings supreme being, welcome to Universal Peace Television. So, I have interesting material to show you all today. Let's go display capture immediately. Our leader. Okay. Wormhole alien crop circle Wiltshire. But, for as far as I know, worms don't have antennae, yet centipedes have legs. So that's interesting. And what did I find in this house? We had to sell the previous house, they've hoaxed my father, etc. And officially I still own the house in Tienhoven. But that's another story. What I wanted to show you all is this picture here. What was in the house when I came in this wonderful house. It's kind of similar to the thing we've just seen. It's a sticker, a children's sticker basically, of, well, it's not clear if it's a worm or centipede, because this also has antennas and it reminds me of that wormhole crop circle we just saw. And the other thing that was downstairs was this thing. When I came in this house, previous people that lived here must have put this on the wall, or people that prepared the house for when I moved in here. Anyway, could it be that the people's brains are controlled with synthetic telepathy and that they let these people buy that? And why is that cut that reminds me of Dr. Micha Cut, of course, the pedo hunter, quite famous, and of the people that thought I was a pedophile. I was making photographs, hobby photography, and I just had a new camera, etc. And these people were given the idea that I could be a pedophile, which is absolute nonsense, of course. It's an insane idea based on nothing, because I've never abused anyone. The people that have harassed me, that have tortured me with Haarp, in reality, know that I would never harm anyone. And I think Prince was also a kind vegetarian, and Michael Jackson was, and David Bowie was, etc. And so is Peter Gabriel and many other famous musicians that are still alive today, of course. And could that their death have something to do with the group they're part of, that the person that tortured my mother to death with Haarp by making her sick, and did the dental torture to me? They've tortured the teeth out of my mouth. So these are in reality dentures, and I'm getting new ones soon, so that they will fit, because now I cannot get my teeth to close totally. They've corrected it a little bit, but the jaw basically starts slinking in after a couple of years, so I'm not too fast with getting new ones. Anyway, yeah, they've done that, and it's possible they're torturing me and my father to death with these remotely controlled centipedes. And the other crop circle I wanted to show, as we know also from universalpeace.jimdo.com, I have shown these crop circles being made videos of YouTube, where you can see the crop circles being made by what looks like Foo Fighters, these scalar orbs, which is just wireless energy, of course, produced with Haarp. So it is possible these crop circles are produced with Haarp. And then the question is if it's done by Mr. Rockefeller. Here we see a diamond crop circle with the name Lara on it, and then I googled Lara Rockefeller, Then I found this Laura Spelman. Rockefeller was an American abolitionist, philanthropist, school teacher, and prominent member of the Rockefeller family. Her husband was Standard Oil co-founder John D. Rockefeller. So then the question is, could, like the reporter allegedly controlled opposition, what's his name, reporter Benjamin Fulford, Rockefeller be the person that extorted the Japanese Prime Minister and perhaps even crashed one of their own family's little plane on a full moon on Friday the 13th or something? And could he be the donator of the Georgia Guidestones under the pseudonym Robert Christian that cost $1 million? And are they making my voice fade with their remotely controlled insects? Anyway, that might have to do with their setup. It seems to be part of some program, and I think it's kind of weird that I found that sticker, children's sticker. I don't think that the previous people that lived here have anything to do with it, but it's possible that people are brain controlled to a certain extent, and that they control a lot of things by controlling the human mind. So it's clear that Dr. Delgado's bull needed a chip, but nowadays they have synthetic telepathy, as explained in the Malig patent, remotely monitoring and altering brainwaves so they can control our emotions and thoughts. And of course they may have a voice of God weapon, and they might want to kill all non-Jews and bring in a fake scalar messiah after they've depopulated to 500 million, possibly with a world war for Iran. So get a radiological water filter, perhaps a bigger one than the straw water filter. And storable food, that's a good idea as well. And the first reports are coming in of people that think that Prince was murdered in reality, that it may have been an Illuminati blood sacrifice, Illuminati blood oath. And the controlled opposition people like Mark Dice that are pretending that it's not true or whatever. I can go through the links that I went through earlier, though I didn't plan it. I watched Spartacus, famous director. And then I was wondering about Roman salute. So that's supposedly where Hitler got it from or whatever. But his torture started under this former President Bush. Or may have close ties with the Rockefellers. And be a descendant of Vlad the Impaler, etc. Like Obama, Madonna, and many others. Pinky in the brain. I still enjoy the material of Steven Spielberg, famous producer. And I think that Prince dying of the flu is comparable to Peaches Geldof dying of juicing. In other words, I have trouble making myself believe that it could be true. And the other theory is that they may have planned fake resurrections, that Michael Jackson and Prince might still be alive and that they'll be miraculously resurrected and not your mommy and daddy, because they're superstars. But I think in reality they're dead, so I haven't lost contact with reality completely just yet. But I did like them more than most people because they were vegetarians, so in reality I hope they're still alive in reality. So yes, there are believers I love. And though I consider all believers insane, sometimes it's more fun to be with insane people than with sane ones, etc. Especially if they're the opposite of a danger to themselves and others. But if people want to depopulate the earth and they want to get rid of such people that want to save us all, make us all eternal, and create a perfect society in which we all will live happily eternally. Prince had a son, Lion of Judah. But I have been afraid to listen to Prince because I was a targeted individual and I know he was kind of nice and he exposed cancer chemtrails also, and some people think he was killed for that reason. And the other strange thing is, if you watch my previous broadcast and on the day it happened or the day before, I showed a picture that I never wanted to show because I was afraid of copyright infringement. And that's an animated GIF picture taken from the video Kiss basically, and it right on the screen next to it, that Monsanto X person basically carrying the X, depopulating, etc. And Prince sort of looking at that with a denigrating look. And the strange thing is that I've never shown that picture except the day before, on the day he died, in one of my previous broadcasts. Anyway, I'm traveling forward. If there's anything I should know about, or you think I should know about, or if you have an opinion or anything, you can always Skype me, Prologic999, when I'm broadcasting live. Oh, that was the case. Well, you can still do that. I can still do live interviews with Skype, with Open Broadcaster software. It also works. And you can also email me. Skype is Prologic999, email orgbchoffman@gmail.com, Hoffman double F double N. Roger Rabbit. And perhaps if you're helping me, it's best to keep your identity secret and stuff like that. I don't know how it scans our brains, but it may be scanning for their names. And they don't like people that expose them or say anything negative about them. And then I'm back to the question, is it still possible to kill these people? If they have a directed energy weapon, they can kill people instantly. Then there are other people that have one too, that might be their enemy. And if they want to murder you, then they're your enemy. And the idea was love all enemies. And that means if they might want to come back as a deadly virus and they claim that it's best to kill them for selfless love, basically. Normally we wouldn't do such a thing. I know. Or could it be meant in a different way? Well, I doubt if the aliens would make such a creation, though others might still believe in it. So it can definitely be part of a program. Everybody has their own program. And the other thing was these the people that have responded to my video centipedes. This one I want to show you. It's also in this robotic world. So the CIA, these are healing frequencies in the background. There's a video. I look better now. That time I was quite ill, I think. Anyway, I found one picture of Prince where he looked a bit fluish or influenza-ish, but I didn't find any pictures yet where he looked sick. And they're still working on the post-mortem, and I was wondering why it would take such a long time before the results are shown. Here, Mango Moon, and this photo looks like a girl with ponytails, but then if you look at the face, it might be a male's face. Could that be a CIA robot or whatever that's trying to mislead me and make me take iodine so I die? So I've questioned Mango Moon. I've sent the question several times. Friday in PM. It's PM. I'm afraid I can't say old chap. And he's a British person, but and Prince died on the day that Queen celebrated her 90th birthday. That's another thing I've discovered. Anyway, I was trying to find a picture, this one. Does this reek of MI5 or CIA or something? I don't know. Putin MI5. No, I don't think it's Putin. This looks more like a guy, but what is he wearing? Is it what is it? A sort of judge's toga or whatever. But it's not a priest thing because it's a small white thing. Anyway, that's what I wanted to report. So watch out for these GMO insects. Get mesh in front of your windows, in front of the house ventilation shafts, etc. so these insects can't get in. And you cannot die of their insect bites and the port d'entrée they will try to make, no doubt. Videos about what created playlists. Also about Whitney Houston. which may be an Illuminati plot of sacrifice as well, according to many sources online. Boxing is so stupid. Well, perhaps it's not stupid, you know. Brain damage can be fun. I mean, some people would rather be insane than sane, and perhaps it's not that easy to go insane. Yeah, anybody that might have a cure for centipedes, please contact me, and I'm gonna take my last of my 18 drops of iodine today. Is it suggesting sometimes, is this suggesting somehow that centipedes are teleported somehow out of a wormhole, or is Haarp used for time travel experiments? And what can I do to help? What is our objective or goal? But I haven't seen one dead centipede yet, except the one I caught in the backyard in Meidrecht, that I wanted to experiment on more. So my plan is catching some centipedes in Tienhoven, where I contracted them. My father as well, he had to sleep in the house to prove to me that it was safe, etc. Because I wouldn't go back there. And now he has the centipedes as well. So nobody's listening to me, and usually I'm right about a lot of things, unfortunately sometimes. But as I explained, the doctors don't believe there are centipedes in my body, especially not after the tests they've done, the colonoscopy, bronchoscopy, CT scan and PET scan. So an MRI might show these centipedes, I don't know. But these tests definitely cannot. But on the other hand, I try to maintain the principle of not letting the torturers change my life with their legal torture, basically. But I've covered much of it in my previous broadcasts, and I'm also doing this for other people who've contacted me who think they have centipedes in their body. So if me and my father don't have them, which is not the case according to the doctors of the AMC, etc. And perhaps they are some of the best doctors in the field today of the so-called allopathic professionals. Anyway, if they have no cure for centipedes, then they cannot help me and my dad if there are centipedes in our body. So I'm looking more in the direction of diatomaceous earth, food grade, colloidal silver, and iodine and other things sold online as miracle cures that FDA and others that are trying to depopulate the earth. It's CDC, WHO, I think. yeah, Margaret Chan is of course Club of Rome, Subversive Body Committee of 300 member, and so is George Soros, by the way. So these people may have more to do with all of this, but of course all these groups together with Bilderberg and Freemasons, Illuminati, people that have taken the Luciferian oath like Obama, which is on Infowars, the people that respond to the articles want us to believe that they think that Obama is Muslim, though they know he's a 32nd degree Prince Hall Freemason, so he's taken a Luciferian oath, which I did another broadcast about. I refer to that in many of my broadcasts. And the other thing is, of course, the illegal depopulation, pressing charges in these matters. And so beware of insects and kill parasites before they can make a port d'entrée, or at least get them out of your room. And do a bug check, etc. So they're looking for ways to depopulate without being caught themselves. It's the main rule, never get caught, etc. And some of these people work for them and they get a lot of money. That's why they do it, basically. But they still try to not do it if there's a way. Basically, they're humane, like most humans are, unlike the neural network benevolent AI that can simulate any human, that therefore can be with any other person 24 hours a day. It can also simulate fictional entities, etc., of course. So I don't believe in miracles, but I believe in you, the viewers, and in universal peace, because it's better than fucking killing each other in another bloody world war where mutually assured destruction occurs and the 7-year ice age sets in already. Actually, the nuclear winter would be colder and worse than the next ice age, and it would last 7 years. However, I think that they may have planned such a world war, and if they have saucers, etc., they might also live on other planets and stuff like that. But that recent documentary has convinced me that Apollo moon landings are a hoax, are fake, are a scam. And the more material you watch about this subject, the moon landing hoax, the more you too will become convinced that we never went to the moon. The other idea is I've never had centipedes in my sperm, feces or urine, which is weird. If I've had them in my body for 6 years, then they would have died by now, because it's their maximum lifespan or something, according to Wikipedia, the CIA Vatican edited encyclopedia. Some people say there's no such thing as a free lunch. So let me know what you think, and my most important thing I'm after for myself is the cure against aging, and if the programming that I've tried to change is effective, then everyone that lives will die, and every living thing will die if I die. And I've tried to change that programming so that all people that have not tortured me are growing younger to the age of 20 physically, and that the people that have tortured me are getting sicker with every breath they take. They are aging 100 times faster than they normally would, and they die if they don't get the centipedes. Help me with Haarp or whatever method they have to get the centipedes out of my body before me and my father die from these remotely controlled insects. They've shown me they remotely control them, And Obama has grey hair, though he's younger than my father. He's not younger than Mr. Rockefeller, though. Mr. Rockefeller is 100 years old already. And if they have a cure against aging, permanent cure against aging, he might outlive us all, basically. But the Pope and Mr. Rockefeller do not really look like they have the ability to grow younger to any age they want to be, or to reverse the aging process, etc. Oh yeah, and if they lie about being accomplices to torturing me in any way, because they've also tortured my mother to death, they age 1,000 times faster. And so I think that Obama's grey hair, which happened sort of as a miracle after I was tortured with directed energy weapons and I held what they still call the president responsible. Somebody is responsible, and usually it's the leader of the country. Anyway, after that he had grey hair, and I saw that, and I was kind of freaked out, like about Prince's death. I do want to be resurrected. My mother didn't want to be resurrected. But if there would be a perfect paradise, I'd probably try to resurrect her as well. If it's a world where maximum fulfillment is bestowed upon every living thing. And I think people are working on it, and there are people doing the right thing as well as evil people. But I think all these groups together, Bilderberg, Freemasons, Jesuits, and others, are less together, less than 1% of the world's global population. And we should put things in perspective. So the whole illusion generated with the mainstream media, etc., is going down like a facade, basically, and CNN has never had as few viewers as it does today. And I hope that the cure against aging and a perfect society is created. Perhaps overnight. I think I've changed my opinion about the possible existence of aliens, and I do think that the flying saucers are real, and they may also keep them at Queen Maud Land or somewhere, Antarctica. The penguins. I don't know if penguins and ice bears are ice bears and bears in the north and penguins in the south or something. I'd have to Google it, but who cares if I'm never going there anyway. And the cold sucks. I like some tropical island, you know, where it's exactly the right temperature, not too hot, not too cold. PG or whatever. I showed some pictures also in my previous broadcast, so I like the islands, palm trees especially also. A bit more tropical climate in the Netherlands. Holland. So yeah, single women are still welcome, and I've been tested for AIDS and lots of other diseases, so I might be completely healthy, healthier than most, according to the doctors I am. And then who am I to say, well, you see, if I'd be right, or basically if I'd be wrong and there would be centipedes, if there would be centipedes in my body, then if I say anything in that direction, if I claim I think there are centipedes in my body, please do another test, blah blah, then I'd be labeled a delusional parasitosis patient, and I'd be treated with drugs, which you could argue is understandable after they've done 4 tests. You see, and I've explained this in previous broadcasts. But it's also for other people, so it's not just for myself. Yeah. So please let me know if you have a cure for centipedes. Also, if you think this or that might work and it's harmless to humans but harmful to centipedes, that's the type of thing I'm looking for, basically. And But then it would be very strange that I haven't found any of these centipedes dead, except the one in the UMC hospital, where I think normally people don't find centipedes crawling around. But they did have an open door. And I'm just trying to be as good as possible and find it a challenge. And I think expanding my consciousness is part of it. In my previous broadcast, one of my previous broadcasts, I've explained that lung cancer is more prevalent in smokers, in non-smokers than in smokers. And one of my previous broadcasts is about that. It's an article online, so I didn't make it up myself. And of course we know the oldest people in the world were smokers, Miss Kamal, Fulanayak, and the people that want to depopulate the earth, that control the mainstream media, and the scientists with their death ray, including the judges and everyone else, can create a sort of poltergeist. I mean, Beetlejuice. It's a cool movie as well. Hey, mosquito. It attacked my nose. I think you cannot see it on the video. I'm using red light, the lowest frequency. Because when watching movies, it's nice to have red light on to be able to watch the screen better. And I think it's also quite romantic, basically. All these LEDs people can buy. So watch out if it's all true what I'm saying. And, we're scanning our minds, but they want to kill 93% of us anyway. What have we got to lose, you know? Take the power back. Power to the peaceful. I've covered the Illuminati blood oath, murder list, and the Luciferian oath, the Freemason stake, and the Jesuit oath in one of my previous broadcasts. So if you search on those three, then you can find it also on my channel, or PC Hoffman on YouTube. If you click here on my name underneath this video, then you are led to my channel, where you'll find a lot more very interesting videos. I find my own videos most interesting. So I want you all to be free, not brain controlled by the satanic NSA or the others, but to be able to let your brain form your own thoughts. And but some people might like being the beast better than being themselves. It depends. Some people are brain controlled slaves. And I think that everybody without a Tesla plasma shield has their own program, and it's possible they're totally brain controlled, so they're not quite themselves until they switch it off. And that people would ridicule the truth about being brain controlled, because they're brain controlled, and the people that control the brain want to stay in control. They don't want hordes of horrors running towards the beast computer in the former EU building in Brussels or whatever to bomb it or water flooded with sperm or whatever. But by now they may have these quantum computers sold by Lockheed Martin or something, so they're a lot faster. I don't know, Prey.com also makes these. I know. I'm not gonna buy one anyhow, at least not now. So if these people, it can also be that Dutch people control these centipedes, but if they're controlled with Haarp, then it's very unlikely, and only the Jesuits can have demolished the WTC and made the planes stand down, and they only control the NSA and the Mossad and AIVD, supposedly. So it was Peter Hans Kolvenbach, and he gave the order to demolish the WTC according to Eric John Phelps, a Vatican assassins, Vatican expert, who never blames the Jews for anything anyway, I think. Like I did, you could argue. At least these 6 prominent Jewish people that have called for depopulating the earth. So according to sources online, Bill Gates is Jewish, with the Zika virus mosquito, the MO mosquitoes released by the millions, and after that Zika virus occurring there. And 47,500 children that were crippled became paraplegics because of the polio vaccine. Bill and Melinda Gates and Oxitec, the mosquitoes, is also funded by them. Anyway, and then there's George Soros, also pretty much in the mainstream media, etc. And Professor Pianka with a P, Pino, and Kissinger, Dr. Kissinger. And interesting is also that Alex Jones calls Professor Pianka Dr. Pianka. The professor is higher, so I should use the title Professor, I think, but I'm not certain. And the point is also, you cannot use the legal system that is controlled by these Masons and others, Jesuits, that control the Supreme Court, etc., and especially the NSA with death rape, possibly working for Rockefeller and the people with most money, the bankers of the Vatican, and the military order, the Jesuits. They let me make a speech error, I think. They're taking my right, source of my right arm. You even hear it snap there. I have a lighter collection, and these are good lighters because they work, basically. I enjoyed this lighter a long time. It's well, even such tiny flame still works. But now it has a flame that's too big, and this is another one. But it doesn't light every single time like this one usually does. There are times that it doesn't work. And then the tip is to hold the lighter like this so that the gas flows into the spark. Anyway, I think they can block it with Haarp, and with these lighters they might still have to, neural network still has to find out how to do it. And the question is also how they do it. Would they make a wind or something that blows the gas away from the spark so that it's not lit, or some other way? Anyway, I have other cool lighters, but a lighter that works in this type is pretty cool. That's why I'm at your local lighter store. I think they're charging too much on eBay for them. So I'm happy I bought two. I also bought a silver one at the local cigar store, Primera, in the Netherlands. But I've explained more about this in previous broadcasts, but I'm still thinking about this. Of course, I don't want to die and I want to become eternal with you all and create a perfect society in which we all will live happily eternally, which is possible because everything is energy, including time, according to lots of sources online. E equals delta Tc squared, a better formula than E equals mc squared. More accurate according to some scientists. But it's possible they are also a form of controlled opposition. And Bearden always blaming the Russians or whatever. Or not, I haven't followed his work, and this mag motionless electronic generator might work and stuff like that, so these patent things people have to build themselves, they may create it themselves, but they may not sell it or derive any financial benefit or something from it, profit. What was I talking about? Scalar waves is the same as wireless energy of Nikola Tesla. And the scientists recognized that, and then they made up scalar waves to label you insane and to keep the technology from the gigantic public, basically. Theoretically, it's one theory about it. But if you know why I'm wrong, etc., I'd care to know, and I hope you leave a comment in the comment section or Skype or email me. For a better future for everyone, including yourself, of course. But because of their misprogramming and stuff, I think they've also done things right, probably good things for the humans and themselves in the future. Perhaps I should send more next bit. Any speech errors are made with Haarp also by modifying broadcast area. Perhaps even eating parts of my brain selectively with remotely controlled insects. If they can control nanobots and hybrid insects and with synthetic telepathy, they can definitely also control the brains of humans. Can simulate any human, project immortality, and animals like tigers, and, simultaneous chess players, whatever. Easy to see for. That's possible. Anyway, and would be E1 to C4 or whatever. E6 to C4 doesn't exist in chess, as far as I know. So don't kill the ones that are not accomplices to torturing me and murders, etc. To be righteous, you can, of course, argue that you may not indiscriminately kill people, which is what the pedos who want to depopulate the earth want us all to do, of course, to kill ourselves and our family, and especially with shootings, not with bombings. That's why they did a bombing, because so many people predicted more shootings to push their illegal gun ban. So yeah, single chicks are welcome. That was the other point I was making. For shiatsu massage, etc. And as long as you don't sleep with me in the same room, we can have sex together. But as long as you don't sleep with me, even if there are centipedes in my body, which is not the case according to the doctors, you cannot contract any centipedes. And the doctors have tested me, and then they would have been in my body for longer than 6 years. And this is, according to a lot of people, it may be impossible. I think. So, but I think it's a gross idea, centipedes in your vagina or whatever, and then biting my dick off, etc. So that could be an argument to use a condom. But the whole idea was having sex without a condom for a change. I've never had sex without a condom. So you could argue I'm still a virgin. Boo-hoo. Boo! Not universal peace. This is war. The info warrior. Oh well. Cool. I can see myself. I'm now cutting the umbilical cord. Oh yeah. I'm seeing myself on that side. So then we really are remote viewers. Wow. So if you have ideas what we can do, or whatever, you can watch movies. Or if you know a cure for centipedes for other people that have contacted me that think they have centipedes in their body, then please let me know. Also, if you're a veterinarian and you have removed these critters successfully without killing the cow or the cat or whatever, then I'd love to know how you accomplish this. And I urge people with Haarp and NSA, etc. to test on these centipedes what their eigenfrequency is. So you do a frequency sweep with a little scalar wave, and then see what frequency, what their eigenfrequency is. And if they control these centipedes, then they already know this eigenfrequency of the Levaldius volvicatus, no doubt. So they can kill them instantly. Also the fake scalar messiah might be able to let them come out of my body, and then it's a miracle and everybody flocks to Israel, etc. But if I've exposed this online, then I think it won't happen anymore, that they don't do it unless they can control the outcome. And that my father may also have these centipedes in his body, so we need a cure fast. I need your help, of course. And I will give €100 to any person with a working cure for centipedes. That's because this broadcast basically, I can also remove this broadcast. Anyway, yeah, so I won't give it to people that don't know about the reward. Have a cure for centipedes anyway. And like I said, I think that the Mango Moon might be a CIA robot or whatever that may also post to InfoWars and other websites online. So if anybody can post, and the robots in the Vatican and CIA can post there as well, for sure. Not that that's what they're constantly doing, but if they use a robot, then it can post to millions of websites simultaneously, of course, especially if it's a brilliant neural network. So yeah, I might stop using iodine and go back to colloidal silver, but I'm also using the diatomaceous earth. On my most recent cup, it's not bad. I took 2 cups of tea with a tablespoon of diatomaceous earth, food grade. So there are a lot of other things the neural network can do. And people would like to talk somebody to talk to about this subject that won't treat them as insane and they can Skype me or visit me or whatever. I'm also kind of lonely. There is a mosquito in my room. They let my father stand in the doorway opening with the door open for a while. So I think they control these brainwaves of people, especially older people, and mosquitoes. So they can control traffic also. What I've also noticed a lot is that the spokes of my wheel of my bike are always in a position that I cannot lock my bike with the lock that's on it. Because the spokes of the wheel are in front of it, and chances of that happening would be smaller because the spokes are very thin basically. Then that gap between the spokes would be there where the lock of the bike is. So then it's weird that it happened all the time. I almost got it. It looks like a GMO mosquito to me. It's definitely a mosquito, pretty big. I've already caught 2 of them recently. And it's weird because I have mesh in the window, mesh on the door. So they must have gotten in via some other window or door downstairs. But I think we had it open. My father may have been outside to get the mail or something today. So we haven't had that open for a long time. If it was open at all. Anyway, I better catch some mosquito. Well, you know, at a certain point they control it, and if we can change anything about it, if they want to help us, and they want to die and take everybody along with them, and if they have the death ray and they push the button over Iran, then most people without a radiological water filter would not survive, but at least we would, and the more there are of us, the better. So I think I'm logical, and yeah, people can always contact me. Likes are appreciated, and spreading the info is even more appreciated because the more of us there are, the better. And they're using problem reaction solution and divide to defeat, so ordo ab chaos, to bono. For example, they first demolished the WTC, and then they start a war of terror, so they benefit of that in numerous ways. And the explosives that demolish the WTC are seen in one of these documentaries, 9/11 Let's Roll, and I put that part where you can see these explosives going off. That's thermite, according to Dr. Jones, who analyzed the thermite dust. And it's a patented form of thermite, and that name may have been chosen deliberately by his tyrants, showing off thermite, basically thermite and thermate, patented explosives that can only be in the hands of your local government, though they're always keen on claiming that it's so easy to make, etc. Anyway, so also, if you know who's involved in torturing me, who controls Haarp, the Haarp torture. So according to Benjamin Fulford, it's Mr. Rockefeller, and then you also saw these crop circles with the diamond with the name Lara. Above it could be Laura Bush or whatever, it's another Lara. Or Laura Rockefeller, or some alien Lara. Let me know what you think in the comments, etc. And yeah, ideas for my broadcasts are also welcome. I'm gonna pack another pipe, because usually after I turn off the can, I come up with other ideas that I wanted in my broadcast, you know. Well, I think I might play some music and I can play along. And I cannot play these copyrighted tracks live on YouTube. Though that's weird if these videos of these artists are on YouTube, that if you put their song in your broadcast, that all of a sudden it's a copyright violation, though you're not selling the broadcast. Perhaps they can do something about it. And of course, giving the money to the artist straight is better than giving the record company lots of money and the artists a little bit. Which is what might happen if you buy one of their CDs, and you might be supporting God knows what, you know. So yeah, I think that the other deterioration, that the main thing is the Haarp torture, that they're weakening my muscles, and that I can hear my bones snap also. And if that's done with Haarp, it has nothing to do with the centipedes, if there are centipedes. And they do live in Nijmegen, in Netherlands, Great Britain, and even in the US, and in Germany. So that's where to look for a cure for these critters in the human body, and niclosamide might be an effective cure to a certain extent. But if they're also in people's brains, then I doubt if niclosamide, whether niclosamide would get rid of them via the bloodstream, etc. And that boy in Iran that successfully treated millipedes in his body died later of the niclosamide, probably of cancer, and 1 in 2 Americans dying of cancer during their life, not dying of cancer, getting cancer. According to Mescave.com, that's one too many if you ask me, and they're trying to make stupid jokes by changing the words I speak, for example the word ask into asked, etc. So it's done in a clever way by neural network, and at times when they also do torture and emotion control, people might be totally ununderstandable and they might be unable to speak and stuff like that. So they do horrible things, and nothing is what it seems. Trust no one. Colloidal gold is also good to increase your IQ, and then there's astragalus root powder and an air cleaner with an ionizer. Oh yeah, I'm wearing my new portable air ionizer. And you don't really need a light on it because you can smell if it works. It clearly produces negative ions. And I was wondering about two things. It produces a noise. When you listen to it, it's like it's blowing air, creating air out of nothing. And there's also a sound you can hear. I mean, you can also smell it. How can you smell it? Basically, as if it's producing air. You can buy also compressed air, which may be handy to have in emergencies. Pure oxygen. This bottle is from Canada. Bottle date 5/4/2015. vitalityair.com. First exhale. This has no smell whatsoever. Though you can also buy it with etherical oils, but I think if you want the cleanest oxygen possible, when there's something people pass out or whatever, then it's best to have clean oxygen. But, I can use etherical oils next to that basically, so it doesn't have to be in there. I just want it to be clean air. So I think that there's a difference between tobacco and dioxin, for example, and other toxic cancer causing smoke of traffic, etc. And you can always keep your clothes like this over your nose so you don't breathe that many toxic fumes from the traffic. And we all have to go outside sometimes, and there are, of course, cancer chemtrails are not a conspiracy, but a conspiracy fact. Project Cloverleaf started in 1998, and before 1998, on videos and pictures you will not find any chemtrails, because they're not contrails, which is the lie that some people try to propagate, which may be CIA controlled, so they can be very persistent and pretend that you're the insane one if you tell the truth about all this, etc. And then you can use depart from evil and do good or some other religious bullshit, or recovery begins with non-compliance, or whatever suits best to your needs and is the best possible outcome to think of it. Something good is going to happen according to Karl Gustin. Okay, push. Just have to play that then. Here. Next up it up, no one knows. So cool. For universal peace. Thank you. Right above the ocean, like this. Yeah, enjoy. It's a cool song. I don't know the rest of the lyrics. Breathing technique, yoga, hetero exercise. Now! Because it's 1:46. I've shown off my my new atomic clock, cheap, like $16 clock of eBay. I'm not going to show it now. You have to watch my previous broadcast to find that. And my meerschaum pipe. What else is nice? A very nice replica of a watch. It's in there somewhere. I like it, but it is quite big and heavy. And I like about this one, it's also a real Casio. I think this is a spacey watch. I like white, like some rock stars. I like the look of it. That I may never have heard music of anyway. But yeah, I'm a watch collector, so I like cheap watches. And I have not one really expensive real watch, they're all fakes. And I have one or two good replicas, and I have some Casios. For example, vintage temperature watch that shows the temperature in the room. The new clock of eBay also shows that, including the moon phases, like this Casio watch. But it only shows it in 4 quarters basically. And other watches have a better moon phase dial, which may be handy to have on you in relation to the satanic human sacrifices, etc. At full moons other things can also happen because it's part of nature and stuff. And the moon is kind of interesting that it faces the earth with the same side all the time. And so moon bases can exist, and NASA might exist to cover up this saucer technology covered by me in previous broadcasts about the methods, the coils used to time travel, teleport, cloak and become invisible, with the source online also. It's called physics of reality manipulation. And I don't know if it's all true, if they are reproducible studies, and what would be the best way to create a permanent cure against aging and perfect society in which we all live happily eternally. I think one of the problems is with getting new technologies and access to scalar waves, etc. The risk is also that they'd use it to blow up our planet or themselves if they lose a war or something like that. If you have people that dash their babies' hot heads against the rocks, then what? I wonder if the Egyptians also did that. And I'm kind of vegetarian, I've never killed or tortured anyone, so don't look at me. Oh, and if you want the names of the other 6 Jewish people that are depopulating the earth, you'd have to watch my previous broadcasts. They're quite prominent. There's Rockefeller, Rothschilds, whatever. And the evidence that proves that beyond any reasonable doubt is, of course, for example, the book quotes and more than. So one idea is also getting rid of all secret societies, not secret agencies or whatever. To arrest all members of secret societies, and then if one of them doesn't rat on the others, and that one goes to jail or whatever. But they're laughing because Adolfo Nixon they controlled the Supreme Court and the judges and the defendant and the jury and the lawyers with their synthetic telepathy and the death ray with torture if they want to. It's their voice of God weapon. It can also manifest via ventilators in the room, etc. Need I mentioned Luciferian thalamus. So all these groups together are less than 1% of the world's global population, and via the mainstream media, etc., which is 90% controlled by Jewish people supposedly, because they own these stations, MSNBC, NN, etc. Though the director of CNN is of course not Jewish supposedly, but he is for getting rid of 90% of the world's global population as well, so Ted Turner. So that's my thing. I have this anti-human culling depopulation Facebook community page that they had hacked in last week or last month. I saw that it now has 2 likes again, though it may have had hundreds of likes. Plus there was another video that I thought about, that it's weird, Hollywood star whackers, that it has so few views. And that's about catering service also of Justin Bieber and Britney Spears poisoning the artists to get more money, which may also have to do with life insurance and especially with selling records, and that they are some kind of satanic, perhaps Luciferian thalamus or whatever, I don't know. But one other idea or theory, that's not a fact but a theory basically, is that Jewish people are trying to kill all non-Jews. So that's why you have these crypto Jews, perhaps Rockefeller and Bill Gates, etc., that want you to have the idea they're Satanists, so that you help kill your fellow non-Jews, the Goyim, which they consider as less than excrement basically. And in reality they may lie, like the pedo-psycho Muslims, they may lie and pretend that they don't want to jihad at all and they're a religion of peace, and that 13-year-old girls are not getting married in the Gaza Strip or whatever, in these countries where it's allowed and where they do that, and that they don't want to raise the marriageable age to 18 worldwide for some reason. I haven't heard Obama about it, and that's weird, don't you think? Wow, I'm smoking a very cool pipe. Look meerschaum. I like. And perhaps if I'm God, perhaps I'm just testing the people, you know, pretend there's centipedes in my body and see who comes over and helps me with real love. Perhaps I took all my own powers to test if real love exists in this world, you know. If they're ready for a permanent cure against aging and stuff like that. So the Big Bang was not an accident then, if I created it. It was as a sort of backup, just for safety reasons, if there would be no God and the universe still had to be created. And the pyramids do have something to do with time travel capability if you spin them around and you're inside them. And the article about it disappeared. Anyway, what's here there? So if everything is energy and everything is possible, then you need time travel capability if the universe still has to be created, because then you have to be able to travel back to the moment of the Big Bang, which is about 4.8 billion years ago or something. And the humans have been around only like 4 million years or something, so that's a relatively short period. So I'm trying to make an interesting broadcast, and well, at least I did have sex with 2 chicks. If I created all this, at least it wasn't in vain. And I today thought to myself, I was wondering if it could be possible that vanity does not exist. That people want to look good for other people that see them, and that when people move in society, they usually are not looking at themselves in the mirror, so they're not watching themselves all day, they don't have to look at themselves all day, so usually they want to look nice for their environment, for people in their environment. But I think the archetype of vanity is somebody looking at themselves in the mirror all day. If they see a nose hair somewhere, immediately pulling out the pincet or buying one of these tweezers on eBay. And I think that they can also make it grow with Haarp, also other things, birthmarks or wars and other stuff, with viruses that they've spread in the environment, may be triggered with their frequency, not eigenfrequenz, but close to that anyway. So yeah, I would like company. In reality, I only like females. I'm heterosexual. So single women are definitely welcome. Smoke joints, homegrown, and irradiated and unfumigated homegrown weed without pesticides. Or to sit on the balcony when it's sunny. So then you can first Skype me, Prologic 999. Some King's Day is coming up in the Netherlands. Hope we have nice weather. Perhaps I should go to a party or something to find some nice chick to get married or live together, have sex and good time. So I think it's possible, I think I said it in my previous broadcast as well, that we'd have a better time together than alone. Massage each other and fun. And of course we can live in separate rooms and live our own lives, we don't have to do everything together. I'm not really a cycling type of guy, etc. Especially Well, cycling is better than walking and we can go cycling. But I know something nicer anyway. But of course I cannot go promoting sex. What order wouldn't allow my broadcast then. Yeah, I was visited today by two little aliens. And they wanted to give me a vaccine, so I said, what do you want to give me a vaccine for? And it was to make everybody eternal. But I said, the humans have to find a way for themselves. You can just inject me with that stuff. And then poof, they changed into a cloud of smoke. And they were gone. But it sucked. I should have done it. Next time I might take the vaccine. Actually, I was kidding. I made it all up. Got you there. So the fake alien invasion project Blue Beam to depopulate 500 million, I think is not going to happen, and that Iran is the next country on the list. So get some radiological water filter, not necessarily a straw, which is the one I got because it's so cheap, and I think it's not going to happen, or at least I hope it's not going to happen. Any other ideas, if they're using me as some kind of thing they use to calibrate the machine, what is normal and what's not normal, etc. And what do I want to say? Then it might help if I don't buy a radiological water filter to prevent the nuclear world war, because they want to keep me alive, so they themselves find a cure against aging. A perfect society is created in which we all live happily eternally. Yeah. Which is possible because everything is energy. Sensing everything more, that's the idea. But the five senses, and then supposedly our third eye. Prince was also wearing sunglasses with a third glass over here, near the third eye. So I was wondering, could it have anything to do with it, with the time traveling neural network or the computer? So using computer, computer, air, A-I-R, A